Well, howdy there, friends. Today, we're embarking on a remarkable journey to catch a glimpse of how the cast members from Welcome Back, Cotter have changed over the years. We'll be revealing their true identities and ages, and you're in for a real treat as we compare their youthful days on the show to the present year of 2023. So, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all ready for this ride? Let's get this journey rolling. Number 1. Stephen Shortridge as Beau de la Barre. Beau de la Barre is the kind of friend we all wish we had. The one you can count on. Always there with a smile and a word of support. Beau knows the power of a listening ear. When you've got something on your mind, he's right there, ready to listen and offer a friendly word of advice. But he's not just about being serious. Beau's got a knack for cracking a joke that can light up the gloomiest of days. He's the human embodiment of good vibes. In a world filled with main characters and their big stories, Beau is like a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds. He adds that much-needed dose of lightheartedness to the mix. You know the feeling you get when a cool breeze hits you on a scorching summer day? That's Beau. Refreshing and uplifting. Stephen Shortridge took on the role of Beauregard Beau de la Barre in the final season of Welcome Back, Cotter, adding a touch of southern charm to the show. While his character was introduced as a replacement for Vinnie Barbarino, Shortridge played the part with grandiosity to fit in with the Sweathogs. His presence aimed to inject new life into the show during its last season. Throughout his brief career, Stephen Shortridge primarily worked in television, making appearances on shows like The Love Boat and Fantasy Island. His final on-screen appearance came in the 1989 movie, Say Anything. Following his exit from show business in 1989, Shortridge pursued other artistic endeavors. Beau de la Barre, played by Stephen Shortridge, was 24 years old when he took on the role, and now he is 72 years old.
My book grows from, like I can paint a painting, for instance, I was thinking we are future people. Christians are future people. They're experiencing.
Number 2. Robert Hazes as Juan Epstein. Juan Epstein, a mastermind when it comes to avoiding the hallowed halls of education. Seriously, he's practically an artist, always scheming and conjuring up the most creative excuses you've ever heard just to dodge those dreaded classrooms. Epstein doesn't just have a few go-to excuses. He's got a whole roster of fictional relatives longer than a laundry list. I mean, this guy's imagination is like a well-oiled machine when it comes to avoiding school. It's almost impressive. But here's the magic of Epstein. He's not just a sneaky schemer. He's the street-smart charmer of the Sweathogs, and he's got charisma and wit that can make even the toughest teacher crack a smile. When Epstein gets going with his jokes and pranks, he turns the ordinary into an extraordinary explosion of laughter. The classroom is never dull with him around. The best sitcoms often feature diverse characters who bring unique qualities to the table, and Juan Epstein was certainly a distinctive member of the Welcome Back, Cotter cast. Portrayed by the talented Robert Hazes, Epstein was the tough guy among the Sweathogs and took great pride in his Puerto Rican and Jewish heritage. In the 2000s, Hazes returned to his home state of New Jersey and taught at his alma mater, Rowan University. A fun fact is that Hazes was actually cousins with the famous rock star, Jon Bon Jovi. Following his time on Welcome Back, Cotter, Hazes made occasional appearances on television, often as himself on game shows, and he primarily focused on stage work. Hazes' final on-screen appearance was in a 2007 episode of The Singing Bee. Juan Epstein, played by Robert Hazes, was 24 years old when he took on the role. Sadly, on January 26, 2012, Hazes died from an apparent heart attack at John F. Kennedy Medical Center in Edison, New Jersey, at age 60.
One.
Hey, I'm Robert Hedges. Welcome to VeniceWalking.com.
Now say, shit. Sorry, cut.
Number 3. Gabe Kaplan as Gabe Kotter. They say laughter is the best medicine, and if that's true, then Gabe Kotter is the ultimate cure. With a wit as quick as a lightning bolt and a charm that's simply irresistible, Gabe Kotter is the undisputed champion of punchlines and the virtuoso of comedic timing. When he starts cracking jokes, you won't be able to hold back the laughter. It'll come pouring out like a dam bursting at the seams. But Gabe is more than just a funny guy. He's got heart, and he's using his comedic genius to make a difference in the lives of the Sweathogs. As a teacher, he's been in their shoes, felt their struggles, and faced the same challenges. He gets it. And that's why he's on a mission to help these kids turn their lives around. Mr. Gabe Kotter was an unconventional but well-intentioned character portrayed by Gabe Kaplan, who also co-created the show. Cotter returned to his alma mater to teach a group of misfit students. The show, Welcome Back, Cotter, delicately balanced comedy with tackling current topics such as drug abuse, teen pregnancy, and gang violence. Before his acting career, Kaplan had aspirations of becoming a professional baseball player. However, after working as a bellhop, he decided to perfect his stand-up comedy act. Kaplan's stand-up career gained traction, and he made 5 appearances on Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show. He eventually recorded a comedy album titled Holes and Mellow, which featured extended routines about his high school days. These ideas directly influenced the creation of the character Mr. Cotter. Kaplan's acting career is closely associated with his role as Mr. Cotter. He attempted another series in 1981 called Lewis and Clark, but it was canceled by NBC after just 8 episodes. Interestingly, Groucho Marx himself was set to make a cameo appearance on Welcome Back, Cotter in its 2nd season, but he was deemed too weak to perform. In the mid-1980s, Kaplan took a break from acting and immersed himself in high-stakes poker. He became a commentator for poker tournaments and even participated in the series High Stakes Poker on GSN. Gabe Kotter, played by Gabe Kaplan, was 30 years old when he took on the role, and now he is 78 years old.
Then they were offering me to work in Las Vegas. So I...
Number 4. Deborah Scott as Rosaly, Hoty, Totsy. Deborah Scott, known for her role as Rosaly, Hoty, Totsy during the first season of the show, was a beloved character at James Buchanan High, particularly among the boys in the Sweathogs. Her popularity soared in this role, and she gained recognition for her performance. Before her stint on Welcome Back, Cotter, Scott had already made her mark in the entertainment world. She notably appeared in the 1973 film American Graffiti, directed by George Lucas. Throughout the 70s and 80s, she continued to take on small but memorable roles in both movies and television. In the mid-80s, Scott expanded her portfolio by featuring in 2 installments of the Police Academy film series. However, she gradually shifted her focus to behind-the-scenes work in the entertainment industry, marking a transition in her career. Vernie Jen Williams, played by Deborah Scott, when she was 22 years old. Sadly, in 2005, Scott moved to Florida to live with her sister. Shortly after her arrival, Scott fell into a coma, and she was hospitalized. 3 days later, on April 5, 2005, she took a nap and died in her sleep. She was 52 years old. Number 5. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs as Freddie Washington, the smoothest operator and the fashion icon of high school, the one and only Freddie. This guy's got style that could rival a runway model and charm that could make hearts skip a beat. We're talking about the ladies' man extraordinaire. Freddie is the master of cool, and he's always rocking the trendiest threads, strutting through those high school hallways like an absolute superstar. I mean, seriously, you'd think he just stepped off a magazine cover. When things get tense, Freddie knows just how to turn it around and make it a barrel of laughs. So here's to Freddie, the high school legend who's got the looks, the charm, and the sense of humor that keeps us all smiling. Keep strutting your stuff, Freddie, and keep making James Buchanan High School a whole lot cooler. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs began his career in the 1975 blaxploitation film, Cooley High, before joining the cast of Welcome Back, Cotter, as one of the Sweathogs. During his time on Cotter, he also starred in the iconic miniseries, Roots. His next regular role on a series came in 1989 with Alien Nation. Hilton Jacobs even portrayed Joe Jackson in the miniseries, The Jacksons, An American Dream, in 1992. In addition to his acting career, he ventured into the music industry, contributing vocals to Rick James's 1981 album, Street Songs. Hilton Jacobs has continued to work in acting over the years and currently serves as a series regular on the urban movie channels A House Divided. Freddie Washington, played by Lawrence Hilton Jacobs when he was 22 years old, and now he is 70 years old.
Bible thumper, but I don't like lying. You know, I'm bluntly honest to a lot of people, as they really know that. And so Edward has that in him. He's not as much as I might be in a situation.
Number 6. Vernie Watson as Verna Jean Williams. Verna Jean Williams is not just a student, she's a force of nature. Imagine a walking encyclopedia with the uncanny ability to drop knowledge bombs and effortlessly ace every exam. Yep, that's Verna Jean. When it comes to academic excellence, she's the reigning queen, and everyone else is just trying to keep up. Now, while her fellow students might occasionally get caught up in all sorts of mischief and mayhem, Verna Jean is the calm in the midst of the storm. She's the North Star guiding her friends with a level of wisdom and sensible advice that seems beyond her years. In a world that sometimes feels like pure chaos, Verna Jean is the anchor that keeps the Sweathogs grounded and focused. Vernie Watson Johnson, a character actress with a prolific and decade-spanning career, graced some of the most iconic American television shows of their respective eras. To a generation of viewers, she is most fondly remembered as Viola V. Smith, the mother of Will Smith's central character in the immensely popular sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which aired on NBC from 1990 to 1996. In addition to her live-action work, Watson Johnson established herself as a prominent animation voice artist. Her vocal talents enriched various animated projects, further showcasing her versatility as a performer. Beyond her impressive on-screen and voiceover work, she made headlines in 2005 when she appeared as a witness for the defense during the second trial of Michael Jackson on child molestation charges. This multifaceted career journey reflects Vernie Watson Johnson's enduring presence in the entertainment industry. Verna Jean Williams, played by Vernie Watson, when she was 26 years old, and now she is 74 years old.
Problems, you know, in science. I liked science too. But I just got through it. I mean, but I did my work. That's because that's what you were supposed to do. You know, and I got my grade.
Number 7. Ron Palillo as Arnold Horshock. How could we forget him? Arnold Horshock, with a voice that can shatter glass and gestures so grand they could fill a stadium, is like a live wire crackling with energy, and he's here to light up the stage with laughter. Arnold might not be your typical bookworm, but hey, who needs textbooks when you've got a brain that soaks up knowledge like a sponge? His thirst for learning is absolutely insatiable, and it's infectious. Arnold Horshock is the guy who'll move mountains to support his pals. Need a shoulder to lean on? Arnold's there. Feeling down? He's got a goofy joke that'll have you in stitches and your spirit soaring. What makes Arnold truly special, though, is his heart on his sleeve, and that makes him incredibly relatable and downright endearing. Every gesture, every expression, it all comes together to capture our hearts and keep us laughing. Arnold Dingfelder Horick, the class clown of the Sweathogs in Welcome Back, Cotter, made a significant impact in his first major role. Following his success on the show, Palillo continued to work in the entertainment industry, securing guest roles in popular series like The Love Boat and Chips. Throughout the 80s, he often played quirky and eccentric characters. In addition to his television work, Palillo was active in movies and made occasional appearances on both stage and screen. Later in his career, he returned to the theater and took on cameo roles in various sitcoms and lesser-known animated shows like Duckman. Arnold Horshock, played by Ron Palillo, when he was 26 years old. Sadly, on August 14, 2012, Palillo suffered a heart attack at his home and was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival.
Was known for these astonishing apples that grew on his farm, and I don't know whether...
Number 8. Marcia Strassman as Julie Cotter. When life sends its trials their way, Julie becomes Gabe's unwavering support, much like the sturdy oak tree that stands tall in the face of the storm. As a wife, Julie embodies the essence of the ultimate companion. As Gabe embarks on his journey as a teacher at his alma mater, it's Julie who firmly stands by his side. Amidst the whirlwind that often accompanies such endeavors, she transforms into Gabe's rock, a lighthouse of stability and assurance. Julie's love and empathetic nature are the secret weapons in their shared odyssey. She's his confidant, his loudest cheerleader, and his most trusted sounding board. Together, they compose an unbeatable duo, a living testament to the power of love and unwavering support in the face of life's tumultuous challenges. Marcia Strassman got her start in the business in 1964 with a few one-offs on The Patty Duke Show. She then ventured into the music industry as a recording artist for Uni Records. Her debut single, The Flower Children, achieved success as a top 40 hit in many West Coast markets. However, after a few unsuccessful releases, she shifted her focus back to acting. Her acting career took a significant turn when she secured a role as Nurse Cutler on the popular TV series, Moss H. Following this, she had a notable role in Welcome Back, Cotter. Interestingly, producers briefly considered casting Farrah Fawcett for the role but ultimately decided against it, as they believed Gabe Kaplan and Farrah didn't appear to be a believable couple. Marcia Strassman took some offense to this decision. Farrah Fawcett went on to star in Charlie's Angels the following year. In 1989, Marcia Strassman connected with a new generation of audiences by playing the mother in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. She reprised this role for the 1991 sequel and received praise for her performance in these family films. One of her later notable roles was in the TV spin-off series, Tremors, in 2003. Julie Cotter, played by Marcia Strassman, when she was 27 years old. Unfortunately, Strassman died of the disease at her home in Sherman Oaks, California, on October 24, 2014. She was 66 years old.
Go ahead, please.
And where was I? And I was put on Zometa,
Right.
which is an infusion.
Number 9. John Travolta as Vinnie Barbarino. Well, this guy's got looks that could rival a star, and Vinnie Barbarino's as smooth as silk when it comes to conversation. He is the kind of person who makes life look like a breeze, and he leaves everyone around him in absolute awe of his confidence. With Vinnie around, every interaction becomes a comedy show, and he's the headliner. He's got that magical ability to keep the laughter rolling, and you'll find yourself hanging on to his every word, waiting for the next dose of humor. Vinnie, with his stylish feathered hair, became one of the biggest heartthrobs of the 1970s. He portrayed a cocky and funny character with a repertoire of insults, leading the Sweathogs. Vinnie is also famous for coining the legendary catchphrase, "Up your nose with a rubber hose." Interestingly, John Travolta's mother initially had reservations about him taking on the role, fearing he might get typecast so early in his career. She was concerned that playing a dumb New York character might hinder his chances of becoming famous. During his time on Welcome Back, Cotter, Travolta had a role that many people tend to overlook, that of one of the key characters in the chaotic events of the 1976 film, Carrie. Just a year later, he achieved worldwide fame by showcasing his dancing skills in Saturday Night Fever. Then he solidified his legendary status as the bad boy T-Bird Danny Zuko in Grease. Travolta managed all of this while still being part of the Cotter cast. Although his early exit from the show for a significant part of season 4 was prompted by his burgeoning movie career, John Travolta truly became a movie star. One of his notable roles is in the 1994 film, Pulp Fiction, where he and Sam Jackson formed one of the best duos of the 1990s. If you can think of a better duo, feel free to share it in the comments. In 2019, he took on a quirky role in a film titled The Fanatic, written and directed by Limp Bizkit frontman Fred Durst. In the same year, he appeared in Trading Paint and Poison Rose. Vinnie Barbarino, played by John Travolta, when he was 21 years old, and now he is 69 years old.
It's just Richard Gere, myself, Treat Williams, up for most parts. So if I didn't get it, one of those guys would.
Young.
Number 10. John Sylvester White as Mr. Michael Woodman. Now, high school isn't always smooth sailing. There are rebellious students to contend with, the everyday chaos that comes with the territory. But fear not, because Mr. Woodman is the steady hand at the helm that keeps our ship sailing true. When this man speaks, you best believe you should be all ears. His words aren't just spoken. They're pearls of wisdom cast before us, his students. He's the voice of authority, the North Star guiding us on this incredible journey toward knowledge and personal growth. So to Mr. Woodman, our esteemed captain, we say thank you for your dedication, your wisdom, and for being the guiding light on our educational voyage. Smooth seas or rough waters, with you at the helm, we're bound for success. John Sylvester White portrayed Vice Principal Michael Woodman on the iconic 70s show, Welcome Back, Cotter. While certain elements of the show may be considered less acceptable by today's standards, characters like Vice Principal Woodman contributed to the series' classic status. Woodman, though not an outright villain, served as the show's antagonist, and John Sylvester White skillfully portrayed the character's disdain for the Sweathogs and Cotter. Prior to his role on Welcome Back, Cotter, White had a brief career in show business with minor roles in series like Kojak. Mr. Michael Woodman, played by John Sylvester White, when he was 56 years old. Sadly, he died on September 11, 1988, from pancreatic cancer in Waikiki, Hawaii, at the age of 68. We really love the cast of Welcome Back, Cotter. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next video.